That's recording. All right, welcome to our wellness workshop. So this is Tuesday, November 7th, and we're excited to go. I'm excited for everyone that's on and everybody else that's going to be watching the replay. And I think probably everyone knows how to work the mute, unmute, the chat, if you want your video on, all of that. And we have people who are here from Wyoming and Utah and California so far. And I think we've got some more hopping on. Maybe Elise or Faye, you can ask them just to post where they're coming from. Well, if new people are hopping on.
Sure.
And awesome. So I am Stacy Paulson. I'm also in Utah, had been in California for a while, and really, I love this workshop. I love what we teach. And it is a workshop and there's a lot of things. So if you're able to, if you want to, take notes, write things down. If you have questions as we go, you're welcome to put them in the chat or save them to the end. And just know that it's probably going to be about 45 minutes, and then we'll open it up for Q&A, but we will also be having a giveaway at the end. So make sure you stay to the end. And we just have something fun that we do there. And if you don't know the chat feature, you can push on your phone, or if you're on your computer, you should be able to see that on there. We'll have some interaction and things. So if you're able to do that, we love, kind of getting some feedback and being able to ask questions. Let me share my screen and we'll get going. Okay, so we always want our workshops to be personal and helpful for you. So let's start with a personal assessment for you and your family or household. So comment in the chat the number that represents the areas. A little bit of feedback here of the areas that you would like to have support with, or maybe that you're struggling with. So digestion, joint pain, it's blood pressure, cholesterol, you can see those there. Or if there's something else, you're welcome to put just put what it is. We just want to make sure that we're tailoring this to you specifically. Those that are watching the replay, hopefully we cover some of the things that are important for you. And I think you'll be excited at the many options that you'll have to take care of the root issues for your health. So as we go about this workshop, we're going to be, you might be thinking about people that have different things, right? As we talk about different solutions, people might come to mind that have those. Maybe you don't, maybe they're in your household or family or friends. And when I went to my first class, I was really grateful for Elise because she invited me to attend the class. And it really changed my life. I was dealing with chronic migraines and sinus infections and a lot of different things. And it was because she was willing to invite me to learn more, that it really has changed our life and our family's lives. We have 6 kids and have impacted generations, right? So you might think of your mom, neighbor, sister, friends from college. If you do, just write those people down. And we have a way that you can kind of connect with them and help them to learn as well. So we're going to look at 2 different approaches to health as we begin this workshop. Before we do, I want to share a few studies with you. The FDA estimated that 200,000 Americans are hospitalized every year because of overdoses and side effects of non-steroidal, how do you say this? The NSAID? What is that, Faye? You're the woman. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs.
Yeah.
Like your Advil, your ibuprofen, your aspirin, right? And they are also the cause of thousands of deaths per year. Even Tylenol, acetaminophen, is known to cause liver damage if it's used in excess. And I share this info because it reflects our modern approach to medicine. In the modern approach, we turn to pills and prescriptions as a primary solution to address physical problems and symptoms. And these can cause dangerous side effects and even risk of addiction, because this approach often focuses on symptoms, not the root cause. and that often gets overlooked. So in addition, we're looking at 9 trillion, not 6.5, which it says on the screen. That's an old number. I finally looked it up. $9 trillion spent each year on global healthcare. But are we any healthier? Not really, right? All the major diseases are on the rise still. And I want you to check out the natural approach. In that approach, we focus on root causes and use a plant-based approach because our bodies recognizes plants, right? And knows what to do with them. So this is the wellness pyramid. It was created around foundational health principles that build on top of each other. This top piece here, this proactive medical care, that is what you do with a doctor or health professional. This is usually what we think of when we say health care and the $9 trillion that we spend. However, if you look at these 5 other parts of this wellness pyramid that come first, these are actually things that we can do before going to a doctor, just getting sick and going to a doctor. And it starts with smart lifestyle choices, and doTERRA has products that can help support you in making key lifestyle changes that have a huge influence on your quality of life. So think of it like building a house. You want to have that solid foundation. So if you don't, when things come up over time, the foundation starts to crumble and you end up with huge, expensive problems. And that's the same with our health. It starts with nutrition and digestion, and then the other rungs, right? So what we're going to cover is mostly about nutrition and digestion, and then we'll go into essential oils that help to that are targeted support in different areas. So some of those things that you mentioned, right? And then we'll also share where to start. So I think
yes, that's me. What creates disease in the body? As we strive to get to the root cause, we need to address 3 main factors that cause diseases in the body. 1, nutrient deficiencies, 2, inflammation, and 3, toxic overload. We have to address these factors in order to set a foundation of health. Nearly everyone on this Zoom workshop statistically has a nutrition deficiency. And if you look at this chart, you'll see the symptoms are listed. The symptoms you listed in the beginning: pain, sleep, stress, emotions, sickness, weight, these all can be caused by or made worse by having a nutrient deficiency. Why? Well, our cells are made up of nutrients that either we consume, that are absorbed, as well as what our bodies make. If we don't make the nutrients, then we start to see health issues. This could be immune challenges, inflammation, emotional, mental health problems, sleep disruption, hormone imbalances, weight gain, and more. In fact, poor nutrition is the #1 cause of poor health. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, I eat really healthy, so this doesn't affect me, right? Even when you're really food conscious and eat organically, it is extremely difficult to consume enough good food on a daily basis to get all the required vitamins, minerals, fatty acids, and antioxidants that our bodies need. The vitamin and mineral content of our food has decreased over the past 75 years. We've experienced a 20 to 30% decrease. That means you would need to eat 20 to 30% more just to get what your ancestors were getting. Now, what causes inflammation? The biggest contributors are sugar. It's in nearly everything we consume. Stress and lack of sleep, and toxins in our environment. And as you can see, there's 2 types of inflammation: acute inflammation and chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is linked to diseases like autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, cardiovascular disease like high blood pressure and heart disease, gastrointestinal disorders like inflammatory bowel disease, headaches, metabolic diseases like type 2 diabetes, lung diseases like asthma, mental illness like depression, and joint pain. The third is toxic load. And toxic load refers to all the chemicals our bodies have from birth, as well as what our bodies has built up from our environment, processed foods, pesticide use, and personal care products. The Product Safety Commission tested and found 150 cleaning chemicals that are linked to ADD. Also linked to asthma, cancer, reproductive problems, respiratory problems, and more. Once you've sprayed or inhaled a chemical cleaner, it only takes 26 seconds to absorb into your bloodstream and every organ of your body. Did you know that women who work in their home actually are at a 54% higher risk for developing cancer than women who work outside the home? This was from a 15-year study by the National Cancer Association. So what do we do about all of this? Well, we're just about ready to see our first health solution. However, we're going to take a quick look at the supplement industry first. Let's go to the chat feature first. Who here uses supplements? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Think like multivitamin, vitamin D, vitamin C, B vitamins, omegas. If you take any kind of supplement, put yes in the chat box. Now, excuse me, let's take a quick peek at the supplement industry. A study by the FDA from 2007 to 2016 detected contaminants in 776 dietary supplements produced by 146 companies. A study of 3 leading memory supplements found that 2 of them didn't contain the active ingredient listed on the label. The supplement industry is not heavily regulated. They can contain lots of fillers and not much of the actual ingredient. However, because our standard American diet is deficient in most vitamins and nutrients, it is necessary to take supplements to make sure our bodies get what they need to function properly. So what can we do?
Well, we are going to talk about our solutions. The Lifelong Vitality is doTERRA's best-selling product. It actually addresses all 3 of the areas Faye just talked about: nutrient deficiency, inflammation, and toxic overload. So think of this line as the foundation of your health house. It has the necessary pieces to for you to build your health on. This line helps support the cleansing and filtering of toxins. And there's 3 supplements in the line: a food nutrient, cellular repair, and your omegas. The Lifelong Vitality supplements are the micronutrients that fill the nutrient buckets in your body, contain powerful antioxidants that protect our DNA. They're made with whole food ingredients, and they're 95% bioavailable. The average supplement is 20 to 30% bioavailable. This product has gotten more people off of their over-the-counter and prescription drugs than any other product that doTERRA sells. And they offer a full money-back guarantee. So if you don't have more energy, have a better mood, have less pain from using it, you can send it back. Now, when I first started using Lifelong Vitality 13 years ago, I bought 2 packs, one for me, one for my hubby. And I immediately noticed increased energy, less joint aches and pains. But after the 30 days, Rick thought, I don't know, I'm pretty good. I'm still me. He rode bulls in college. He did have a few aches and pains and bumps and bruises. So he wasn't going to keep taking it. I was going to keep taking it. He called me from work about a week after stopping the Lifelong Vitality and said, oh, whoa, I didn't realize how much better I felt until I stopped taking it. So keep in mind, that the effects are amazing, but sometimes, unless we're really paying attention, we might miss those small little building blocks that are happening within our body. So that's my experience with doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality. Stacey, if you'll go over 2 slides. Oh, I was just going to show the visual. Go back 1 slide.
I think it's hidden.
Oh, is it hidden now? Okay, that's okay. We won't worry about it. Let's talk about how cool they really are. You don't have to just listen to me. We can talk about some science. So another question beyond bioavailability to ask about your supplements is, are they clinically researched? Lifelong Vitality supplements have gone through clinical trials to prove their effectiveness. And in this study, people took Lifelong Vitality for 2 months and continued with their normal diet and exercise. So this slide shows you the results that they had: mental clarity, energy, motivation, control, balance, happiness. That's the big things, right? But when you're looking at the cellular level, their fasting insulin was better, reduced triglyceride levels, inflammation, antioxidant levels. It really just is amazing. I consider Lifelong Vitality as part of my food budget. It's about $28 a bottle, and when I purchase it through the customer rewards program, I get points back on every order to purchase other products for free. So I love it. Now let's jump into our gut. I think Janet posted that digestion was something that she was wanting to make sure we covered tonight. So here you go. Gut plays a vital role in our overall health and well-being. Our gut is called our second brain. It's vital in everything from our weight to immune function and our mental wellness. So these 2 products are a great complement to Lifelong Vitality. doTERRA's PB Restorer is our dual capsule time-release pre and probiotic. So with this dual encapsulation delivery system, it protects the sensitive probiotic cultures from the stomach acid, so it delivers it right into your gut. This is going to support your healthy digestive and immune system function, supports optimal metabolism and food absorption, and helps support mental and emotional wellness. If you've been on an antibiotic in the past 10 years, you're definitely going to want this. Terrazyme is doTERRA's digestive enzyme. We actually create less digestive enzymes as we age, so you might experience less energy, slower metabolism, and even some digestive problems. And you're going to start to see signs of aging prematurely. Terrazyme is going to help with this. It includes a variety of whole food enzymes that help with digestion, and it can be taken with every meal. I will just throw in quick, my grandson has cystic fibrosis, and digestive enzymes are an absolute must for them. I have taken the label of his prescribed digestive enzyme and the label of Terrazyme to my pharmacist friend, and he told me, for all intents and purposes, this is prescription level grade because of just the comparison of what they're doTERRA. So it's just proof to me that doTERRA has taken the time to give us the very best quality, and we're getting the most bang for our buck.
That's awesome to hear that. Yeah, so I want you to just take a guess on this for those who don't know the answer. What percentage has diabetes increased since the 1960s? You can go ahead and put your answer in the chat if you want to take a guess at that. Janet, you might not be able to as you're walking away. So Nancy, I think Terry might already know. And Faye and Elise, I know you know. 50%. Okay, you even did it. Any issues with taking them with blood thinners? I have researched that, and there's not. There are, when we get into oils, there's a couple that you may want to watch out for, but not with these products. So 50%, it's, Nancy says 75%, is actually 700%, almost 700%, which is crazy. Houston, we have a problem for sure, but we do have a solution. But I want to dive deeper into this problem that we have, especially in the United States. Only 6.8% of the population have optimal cardiometabolic health. That means that 93% of Americans do not have optimal cardiometabolic health. Now, what does that mean? It means that most people carry too much weight. They have high blood glucose levels or high blood lipid levels, blood sugar or blood pressure that's out of range, or a history of cardiovascular events. So whether it's you, your parents, your spouse, your kids, your grandkids, or even your best friend, this will impact you in one way or another. So the MetaPower system that doTERRA just recently came out with, it's been just over a year, is a system that addresses cellular damage that leads to aging, blood sugar regulation, and supports the inhibition of fat absorption into cells. And it pairs really well with lifelong vitality. And the average American spends the last 14 years of their life in a state of declining health and difficulty just completing everyday tasks. I think of my grandparents, that's how they were. And I think of so many people in my life at this time, like they're in this declining health. With MetaPower, not only can you achieve a longer lifespan, but a longer health span. So people have also noticed improvements in their eyesight, energy, pain, neuropathy, sleep, skin, hair growth, mood, mobility, and strength. So I don't know if any of those were listed on the things that you want support with, but this does a lot of amazing things. So let's take a look at some of the results that people have, and then I will talk about one of the products in there, because in this system, there's actually 3 different products, but we'll just cover one of them. So we are seeing the effects of aging reversed. So in this image on the left, you can see she has decrease in wrinkles around her mouth and the saggy neck. And then on the right, her hair turned from predominantly gray to having more black in her hair within just 8 months. And she was taking the Lifelong Vitality and the MetaPower. And then you'll see in these pictures, the lady in the upper left has been using Lifelong Vitality and MetaPower for 110 days, when the before and after. And you can see on her face, her eyes, her hair in the before and after pictures. And also she's had a lot of weight loss. And the gentleman on the bottom left experienced improved skin elasticity, darker hair growth. But I love the results of his blood work. So he had a 40-point decrease in cholesterol, a 25-point decrease in LDL, and then a 57-point decrease in triglycerides. I think that's pretty crazy amazing. And then on the right side, you see, this is a 58-year-old woman who had red spots on her arms. And anytime she bumped herself, they would appear. And I remember my grandma having something like this. And the doctor just basically said there was biopsies, but basically said it's just because you're getting older. But after using MetaPower for just 3 months, the spots are totally gone. She has seen changes too with her weight. She lost 60 pounds. She has thicker hair, nail growth, and a lower A1C. Crazy. Just what getting nutrients in your body can do to impact your health. So I want to just highlight my favorite MetaPower product, and that's the MetaPower Advantage. This is doTERRA's collagen product, which includes 9 different types of collagen. And over 70% are tripeptides, so that your body will absorb 12 times more than other collagen. It comes in a small freeze dried collagen packet, and you just mix it, and there's other nutrients in there, and you mix it with water, and you just take that once a day. And MetaPower Advantage, it helps promote healthy biological aging and improves your health span by helping aging cells. It activates your longevity genes. It improves your cognitive function. It supports lean muscle and cognitive or connective tissue. So think about those aches and pains and joints and things. It improves your skin density and elasticity and firmness. And we have a deep dive into Lifelong Vitality and actually the MetaPower system, if you want to know more about the science and more details about how that works. But we just wanted to highlight that for you. So far, we've only just covered kind of that nutrition and digestion and a little bit about metabolism with MetaPower. But these are things that help to get to the root cause of problems. Like as you give your body what it needs, you can see that people are experiencing different health outcomes. They're not just managing symptoms. And you can see how many of these things that you may be dealing with have a root cause founded in nutritional deficiencies, toxins, and inflammation. So when we address these, many of our health issues, they'll disappear or they will dramatically decrease or diminish, right? So we're going to change directions now. We're going to head down into the road of oils. And doTERRA is mostly known for their essential oils. So we need to take a look at why they're leading the world in this area. So in this independent study, doTERRA oils were found to be therapeutically relevant in cell growth and rejuvenation, metabolic health, and healthy inflammatory response. And this was a study done by Roseman University, and doTERRA didn't know this was going on. They had purchased oils from like the top brands, and they did this study. And this is what they found about doTERRA oils, but they also found that essential oils from different competitors had minimal effects. So there is a difference with doTERRA. And some of the things that are different that sets doTERRA apart from other oils is that they are pure. There's no fillers, no synthetic ingredients, and no dilution. So we source plants that are grown in their ideal environments, and this makes all the difference in their chemical profile and their therapeutic effectiveness. And they do over 54 tests on each batch of oil from the farm until they go into the consumer's body, mouth, and into your home, right? And doTERRA oils, they can be used topically, aromatically, and most of them can be used internally. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. And people turn to doTERRA because they want safe, affordable, and effective solutions for their family's health. So let's look at what that means exactly. So let's talk about safe. People are looking for safe and effective solutions that don't have dangerous side effects or the risk of addiction. And we just mentioned that independent labs show that 80 to 90% of oils on the market actually have contaminants and synthetic markers. So most of them are not probably what you expect to be receiving. And we suggest that you never ingest another brand. And doTERRA recognized that the essential oil industry didn't have a standard for purity to ensure safety. So they created what's called CPTG standard that can be used throughout the essential oil industry to say that we, like what that exactly means. And this standard is beyond organic and includes all of those tests that we talked about. And that's not cheap to do all those tests. And doTERRA will invest to ensure that you have the most effective, safe product because that is what's best for you. And many of doTERRA oils are safe to ingest. So you see this picture here. On the bottle, it will have a supplement fact label if you're able to ingest it. And if it doesn't, then you can use it topically or aromatically. You can breathe that in. And this is just an example of the risk that you take when you're using other essential oils. So this girl, these two girls, these sisters, they spent the night at their grandma's house, and they're used to putting lavender on their chest before they go to bed. But grandma was out of doTERRA lavender, so she used a backup that was in her cabinet from another company, from a health food store that she had bought, and she figured it's just lavender, so she put it on. And the girls ended up with chemical burns with scars almost a year later. And I'm not saying that this will be your reaction with other essential oils. However, it's important that you understand that there are risks. doTERRA oils are safe to use at any age, from newborn babies to great grandmas. And so brand really matters if you're concerned about safety. And then the other thing that we want to talk about before we jump into specific essential oils is affordability and effectiveness. So believe it or not, affordability is one of the reasons why people come to doTERRA. Oils are 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs. This means that a small amount goes a really long way. So I just want to illustrate this for you to help you to understand. So using the chat feature, I want you to make a guess on a recent test of Costco peppermint oil that showed on the label, it said 100% pure essential oil or pure peppermint oil, but it wasn't 100% peppermint. How much peppermint do you think was in that bottle of Costco peppermint oil? You can go ahead and put that in the chat. As you're putting those in. So I will tell you that there wasn't 100%. We have 5%, 5%. Nancy says 75%. There was 10%. There was only 10% peppermint oil in there. And so when you use doTERRA oils, you get 100% of the oil. So just in that fact, it makes it cheaper comparatively to other companies' oils where they're usually diluted. So each 15 milliliter bottle has 250 drops of essential oil in it. So one dose would equal 1 to 2 drops. On average is less than $1 per treatment. So here's an essential oil tip. When you are treating any kind of infection, disease, or ailment, it's always better to use less oil more frequently throughout the day. So using 8 drops of oil on a wound at one time will not be more effective than using 1 drop of oil on a wound every 2 to 3 hours throughout the day. So use less more frequently. And then let's just quickly talk about effectiveness. So for our scientists in this workshop, I don't know if anybody is in that realm, but we're going to give you a very simplified microbiology lesson. So our body is made of cells. Each cell is surrounded by this oily membrane, and it's intended to protect, be a protection. And the oil membrane keeps good things in and the bad things out. And when you have a bacterial infection, you can see that green blob there, you can get an antibiotic to help because the bacteria grows on the outside of cells. And viruses are different and they proliferate on the inside of a cell. So that little purple guy represents our virus. Essential oils, unlike most modern medicine, can actually penetrate the cell membrane and help stop the duplication of a virus and support your immune system to heal faster. So when you have essential oils on hand, you can actually begin to support your healing of your body immediately instead of having to pay a copay, waiting in a doctor's office and going that route. So there's a way to be more effective with oils as you're just having them on hand. So we're going to jump into some different oils, why you might want to use them. And if you have any things you want us to cover, make sure that you ask so that we cover those things specifically for you.
Great. Let's jump in. Let's see, am I unmuted? Yes. Immune support. Let's move into the oils that we would consider part of your medicine cabinet. Research has shown that essential oils, when diffused, can kill most airborne microorganisms. A French study colonized 210 different microbes. Within 30 minutes of diffusing a mixture of essential oils, only 4 colonies remained alive. Pretty amazing. So let's just highlight some of these oils that we would grab for immune support. Oregano is a powerful antibacterial, great for infections, both viral and bacterial, warts, athlete's foot, strep throat. And tea tree is wonderful for helping with the ear infections, blemishes, cold sores, cuts, and wounds. And oregano and tea tree together is a wonderful powerhouse. Now, On Guard is one of those oils that you want to have around all the time. It, on a daily basis, boosts your immune system, helps with sore throats, colds, flus, coughs, and also oral health. You can put a drop on your toothbrush or use a drop in water, use as a mouthwash. And frankincense, king of oils, think regenerative, healthy cells, any kind of wound healing, scars, wrinkles, and also wonderful for mood and meditation. Next, we have just basic medicine cabinet oils. Lavender, think all things calming, both skin as well as for our mind, helpful for sleeping, soothes and heals burns. You would think of this helping when you want to unwind, calm down, great for kids, helping them calm down. Lemon, think detoxing. So whether you want to clean internally or clean externally, lemon is a great go-to. You can use lemon in your water on a daily basis. Peppermint is very energizing, great for waking up in the morning, great for afternoon pick-me-up, great to diffuse when studying or working. You can also use it for head tension or for stomach upset. But one that I really love, you're not going to necessarily use it all the time, but when you need it, you're going to be very glad you have it, is digestion for any kind of gastrointestinal issues. It's wonderful for acid reflux, bloating, gas, indigestion, diarrhea, nausea, motion sickness. It's just one you want to have around. And lastly, another basic is breathe. Congestion, snoring, asthma, allergies, anything respiratory. Think breathe. Let's go to, oh,
I didn't mute myself. Okay, so Deep Blue is our must-have for muscle and joint health, helping with pain. Not only does it relieve the pain and tension, but it helps to support muscle, joint, and bone healing. It alleviates back pain. If you've got a nasty bruise, grab it and you're going to stop that bruise in its tracks. The stick, which is our all-time favorite at our house, also has copaiba in it and is super easy to apply because you can just rub it on without getting it all over your hands. Now, copaiba is an amazing oil all by itself. It's great for pain and inflammation. You can layer it with other oils to increase the effectiveness. And when you really need to boost your pain relief, this is what you're going to do with your Deep Blue, even with the Deep Blue stick that's got the copaiba in it. If you suffer from emotional stress like anxiety or depression, this oil can help to calm and soothe that. Supports all your major body system, heart, nerves, respiratory, immune, and skin. Is helpful for ADD and ADHD. And I know of people personally who have replaced it, have used it as a CBD replacement, as well as other narcotic painkillers. So super, super effective. Now, we don't want to forget about our happiness. So we're going to wrap up the oil section with mood and emotional support. And this is something that you're going to want to reach out to the person who invited you to really get more additional options that are specific to your needs. I'm just going to highlight one, and that is going to be the first doTERRA essential oil I ever used. And that's my balance. Gotta find my camera, sorry. It, for mood and emotional support, it's, oh crap. It's as easy as putting it in your hand and just rubbing your hands together and taking a nice deep breath. Balance is, it smells super woodsy like a forest, and that's because all of the oils come from trees and roots. It's grounding emotionally, helpful with grief, sadness, overwhelm, heaviness, or getting through the day to feel more emotionally strong and grounded. Now you've got adaptive and serenity. They're great, but you need to just talk to your person so that they can tell you a little bit more about how you could specialize things. Now, before we move into kind of our closing up piece, I just want to let each of you know how grateful I am for doTERRA. Stacey mentioned I invited her to a class. I found these oils at a farmer's market. And driving home with that box of oils, I remember saying to my husband, Rick, I'm going to do something with this. I had zero idea what that meant beyond helping my kids through sniffles and colds. But when I set a goal to make as much teaching people about essential oils as I had teaching toddlers their ABCs with glitter and glue in my basement, it really gave me a purpose. And I found a love for giving moms that extra tool in their home. And when I hit that goal, I had a goal to make $1,000 in a month. And when I hit that goal, I had people say, ooh, if you can do that, you can probably teach me how to do that. And it has just perpetuated, giving me the opportunity not only to pay that forward, and help other people make that extra income. But it's given me the time freedom to be a super available mom and grandma. During COVID, my grandson was in the NICU as an infant, and both of his parents came down with COVID. So within a 3-hour notice, I had my bag packed, I had my business packed, and I was on a plane to Colorado and spent 10 days quarantined with him in the NICU, and had the time freedom and availability to do that. And that's just been, I'm just so blessed that that's been part of our life.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So as we're wrapping up, we're going to leave time at the end for Q&A. We can go into any questions that you might have. So this is actually, this picture of this keychain has been super valuable for me and a lot of us. I have 6 kids, and traveling, going wherever we're going, this has just been really handy to have on hand. And there is a way for you to get one for free. And we host, so this workshop, we host every week on Tuesday, and that you can join at any time. You're welcome to invite friends, family to join and learn here. However, if you've thought of friends or family who might enjoy a workshop geared specifically to them, that you'll get one of these keychains with some oils in it when you host. And it can be online, it can be in person, and you can reach out to the wellness advocate who invited you to come. But when you schedule your wellness workshop, you'll get the keychain, and this is the only way that you can get one. You can invite friends that live outside of your community or in different countries. And the ideal workshop is really 3 to 5 people. These aren't big workshops, and that's usually doable for most people. And you'll get 5 oils for hosting, and for every additional guest, you'll get more oils in your keychain. And like I said, just talk to the wellness advocate who invited you for options to be able to do that. But real quick, we have an incredible team with an incredible business. So if you've noticed tonight, we do a lot of reading from a script to keep it easy to teach others, and anyone new can hop right in and begin. We do find that with inflation in general, most families are trying to get to about seven different streams of income. And so if you're looking for another stream of income and you want to learn potentially how doTERRA could fit that for you, you can come and learn more. And we're not in the business of convincing. We strictly will give you the information that you can decide if it's a great choice for you or not. And we do this once a month. It's called a Learn More event, and it happens to be tomorrow, and you're welcome to join. It's at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, so an hour earlier than this wellness workshop. And it will be recorded, but you're welcome to hop in tomorrow. It's the same Zoom link, and discover if this might be something that fits for you, whether that's to create a little extra income, $500 a month, how that would be, or create a replacement income for yourself. So I just wanted to give that to you before we do our giveaway and do our Q&A. So I am going to put this, there's going to be a link in the chat. This is a quick survey, and this is how you enter our giveaway. And I will be giving away one of my favorite oils. It's wild orange. And this is what I consider my antidepressant. This is what I found my natural pick-me-up. So I can just take a couple of drops of wild orange, put it in my hands. And if I'm feeling down, and just breathe that in, and it's just like that natural, I'm happy, I'm enough, things are great, right? And so we'll be giving away one of these, but to enter, you just need to fill out the survey there. And so we'll give you a couple of, I don't know, 30 seconds a minute, I don't know, to fill that out. And also, like, after you fill that out, will you just put in the chat, done? Just go ahead and put done once you've filled that out. And I'll stop talking so you can do it. Thanks, Elise, for getting the will. I like the will.
The will now be found that for us. As you finish up that survey and comment done, any other questions that you have that you've jotted down, you can put those in the chat or find that unmute button and get ready to push that. As we've got this little bit of time at the end, we can answer questions.
Stop the recording.